right, the microphone check. So, this is what my idea of what the donut theory is. It has to do with art, it has to do with culture, it has to do with how we perceive things, and it has to do with how we're sold on things as part of the market, which involves, of course, the culture, and involves the way that we are manipulated and the way the culture is manipulated. A donut, right? A donut, I have a beautiful pink donut with sprinkles, is presented as being delicious. So what does that mean? It works on our senses. This is how art works as well. Art works on our senses, our five senses. Sight, smell, taste, hearing, and feel or touch. The arts all have to do with addressing our senses and manipulating our senses. Art is manipulative at its core. Now, what does that have to do with a donut? Well, a donut is manipulated, it's constructed, okay, to appear delicious. This one looks pretty delicious. It's also full of sugar and additives, and it's made to taste delicious, smells delicious. If you ever walked into a donut shop in the morning when they're making the donuts, it smells great. If you were really going to get a gourmet donut, it would maybe even feel great, you know, nice, and this one's a bit hard, but like nice and cake-like. And the only thing a donut doesn't do is sing.
If I can for sure, all the good love when we're all alone. Keep it up, girl. Yeah, you turn me on. 'Cause I'm gonna feel it.
There probably is already a cartoon of a singing donut.
Oh yes, we are the donuts, the donuts, the donuts. Oh yes, we are the donuts, and we love to dance.
So that's the only thing that's missing on the donut is a sound. You know, it should make a sound. When you squeeze it, it should squeak. Squeak, squeak. That's the only missing element on this donut here. Now, the point is this. This donut works on our senses. It's the same way that art works. If you're looking at a painting, you're only looking at veneers of paint, colored pigment, arranged on a canvas. It's on a flat surface to give the illusion. It's all an illusion, right? Art is an illusion to a large extent. To give the illusion of something, right? Music is a bunch of sounds, really abstract sounds, that are arranged in a way to create a sensation. For example, sculpture is very tactile. You know, you can feel the sculpture and feel the materials and feel the stone or the metal or whatever. So that's how art works, to convey a sensation, to create a sensation. And this is why people insist on saying that art is subjective. That's not what this video is about. Art is not subjective. What's subjective is our interpretation of art. Art is very deliberate. This donut is very deliberate. It's deliberately constructed this way, including the hole in the middle, which is very strategic. The hole in the donut, I'm not going to really get into this too much, but the hole in the donut invites you into the donut. So that actually is also a dimension of feel. It invites you in. It also has a sexual overtone, obviously. All works in the favor of selling you the idea of a donut. My most famous piece of work has been taking Magritte's painting of a pipe, but constructing a pipe using computers. I did this in the 80s with a French Ministry of Culture art grant. I constructed a pipe completely on a computer using a Cubicomp 3D picture maker. And I called it, "This is not a pipe," like the Magritte painting of a pipe, which is also not a pipe. So that's what Magritte is saying in his painting. He's saying, this is just I'm creating the image of a pipe in your mind, but it's not a pipe, it's just color on a canvas. I took it a step further, I said, this is not a pipe, it's not even a painting of a pipe. It's completely virtual. I'm creating this in a computer, in a 3D computer, the idea of a pipe that is not even a painting of a pipe. Okay, it's just photons hitting a computer screen. The donut is created to sell you the idea of deliciousness, a delicious treat, delicious cake, delicious donut, delicious dessert.
Give me a donut, na 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 na. I want a donut, na 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 na. You said what? Let me stuff my face, sprinkles all the way. Let me hear you say donuts every day.
Well, now, okay, that's the idea of a donut. Now, what I'm going to tell you is that the idea of a donut, presented as it is, created as it is, including the hole in the middle, is actually only just that. It's the idea of being delicious. Now, of course, it's going to be very sweet, and that's one of the baseline sort of tastes that we can right off the bat distinguish, because our brains are built to want sugar, because our brains run on high energy, and sugar is a very simple fuel to burn. Having said that, too much sugar obviously is very bad for you. And in fact, the whole notion of a donut, in terms of what it really does to the body, in terms of the nourishment, in terms of what you get out of eating the donut, beyond the rush of the sugar rush, is a collection of really bad chemicals. You're getting seed oils, you're getting bleached flour, who knows what kind of additives you got. I mean, look at this pink right here. Who knows what kind of food coloring, and then you got all the other colors on there too as well, with these little sprinkles. So you're getting all kinds of chemicals in here that are, it's virtually artificial. I mean, this almost looks plastic, right? It's virtually artificial food. And eating this will actually make you sick in the long run, obviously. If you just eat donuts every day, you're gonna end up getting diabetes or heart attack, whatever. So even though they're selling you deliciousness, it's actually poison. Donuts are actually one of the worst kind of foods that you could possibly eat for your body. So it's just not good for you. It's designed, it's presented to be delicious. It's even engineered to give you that sugar hit so you think it's delicious. But in fact, it's actually one of the worst kind of foods that you can possibly eat. And so that's the trick. Okay. And that's where the similarity with art stops, or with what I consider art, or what I consider useful, meaningful, and good art. There's a lot of art that works on the same principles as the donut. In other words, it's designed to trick you, and a lot of times it's just sensationalist, and it's garbage. It's junk food. Junk food for the mind, junk food for the body. The function of this donut is to sell you a donut. It's not to give you nourishment. It's not to make you healthy. It's not to give you food in your body. It might give you a little bit of energy through the sugar, but that energy comes at a really high cost on your liver, on your insulin, on your endocrine system. It triggers dopamine, which, you know, we could get into that whole aspect of it. Dopamine is very important, as well as for art, as well as for the donut. But that's where the similarity ends. Real art, real good art, will trick your senses, but behind it, there's true nourishment. It's not junk, okay? Now, I would say that, I would venture to say that 90% of what is presented as art / entertainment in today's culture, in today's American culture, is junk. Just like this donut. This donut is junk food. I would say 90% of art in America today is junk. 90% of the entertainment, I'd say 95% of the entertainment in America today is junk. It's all junk food. It's designed to sell you. It's designed to make money. This donut is simply designed to make money. It's going to trigger your dopamine so that you pull out your wallet and you buy it and you eat it. Even though it's going to make you sick, you're going to eat it because it looks great, it tastes great, it's checking off all the boxes, including subconscious boxes. It's pink after all. So anyway, that's my donut theory, that 90 to 95% of the culture today in America is junk. It's meant to sell you. It's meant to pull money out of your wallet, to distract your attention, to change your focus, to basically alter your perception of the world in a way that things get very, very confusing and it's hard to tell the good from the bad. This is where we're at right now. It's very hard to tell the good from the bad. When you look at this donut, it makes you want to eat it, but when you eat it, it's a bad thing. That's my donut theory. Have a great time. I'm going to eat this donut now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Very, very sweet.
あのバーに甘いコーティング Frosted brings of joy and grace まぶした砂糖とカラフルなつぶつぶ Sprinkle rain and sugar haze ジャムが入ったのやぐるぐるチョコ Jam filled and spins or chocolate swirl パーティーの主役おいしいおやつ You're the party tree and twirl ドーナツはあまりあ